Everyone stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, love the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. Amazing people here. Happy Monday. Glad to be trading with all of you. S&Ps are currently up 12. Dow's up 76. NASDAQ up 87. What's going on, Luke? Carl, Jeff, Class AI, man, what's going on? Where have you been, bro? How you doing? Hank, Rodney, Faiz, Christopher. Bit of a crazy day for me trying to get out of Asia. Be careful, Hank. Don't get out. Get out. Get out of there. Get off this stream. Get off the stream. What's going on? Fazil, Jack. Thoughts on Tesla? I think Tesla, they ripped up large, had huge expectations, ripped down big. I mean, they had huge moves. I mean, they did very well in the quarter. However, Tesla, people are like, I can't believe that happened. Like, the premium was so high. I remember the 2,000 strike calls were going for $1,100 a pop. Implied volatility was basically like 300%. So, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? So it dropped. I do like that it dropped back down to where it was previously consolidating. I do think that it's going to rip back up. That's my opinion for entertainment purposes only, not investment advice. Full disclaimer. Immigration closed. Sorry to hear, Hank. What part of Asia? What part of Asia are you in? I know in Vietnam they were evacuating cities due to a huge surge in coronavirus cases. Yo, Rinji, what's going on? If you're just joining us, say what up. If you could do me the favor, hit the like button. I definitely appreciate it. We're going to be last week live was a little bit spotty. This week live, we're going to be more on point. We're going to be making some moves this week. We have a very busy week ahead. Very busy week ahead. Starting out, looking at things here, we do have a 2-day Fed meeting on Wednesday. Powell's gonna be talking. So 2-day Fed meeting begins tomorrow, Wednesday, and then on a Wednesday, Powell and the Fed are going to be making an announcement. Okay. On top of that, we have a crazy earnings week. 10% of the S&P 500 is reporting earnings. And then we have things like precious metals, everything ripping up. Today, not a whole lot going on in terms of earnings. But tomorrow, that's going to heat up. Obviously, tomorrow morning, like what you want to plan on is if you're going to be selling some premium or trading earnings at all. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, the only thing that has been working for me consistently during this year's earnings, selling premium. That's the only thing. That's the only way that I found to be able to profit consistently and make money on either direction. Now, I have had to be selective in the trades that I do and make sure that there's enough premium for me to squeeze out. But, I was able to pretty consistently through all the earnings pull out some sort of profit. Intel did go against me on Friday, which was max loss just because they had the worst earnings since 2002, and that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But you play the numbers game and you come out on top. And my strategy basically for earnings is just to trade neutral, find good pricing, find stocks that will stay within the expected move, and make sure there's enough premium in there for me to squeeze out. Even though like BBBY went beyond the expected move a few weeks ago, but I was still able to pull out some profit because implied volatility on that stock was It was like 350% or something crazy. So even though BBBY moved like 20%, we still squeeze out a profit, right? But tomorrow we do have Pfizer, McDonald's, 3M, JetBlue in the morning, and then tomorrow afternoon we have what kicks off is the tech earnings. AMD being the main one. I don't know about eBay. I don't know. Is eBay really a tech stock? I don't think so. I think it's more like a e-commerce stock. Anyways, and Visa. But then we got we're loaded up, ready to go. So just be careful this week. There's a lot going on, and then the Fed could definitely screw you real hard. On top of that, one thing that's moving the market right now is a new stimulus is coming out. They didn't really say what the actual details are, but another $1,200 check is coming. They're also looking to extend the unemployment benefits. I know that there's a lot of people currently on unemployment, and the benefits expired this past week. Let me see where it said here. The $600 additional for your unemployment expired last week. This week, right now that has gone away, and they're looking to replace it with a potentially $400 per month, or $100 a week, a reduced level. I don't know. We actually don't know much about the details. However, we do know that they were pumping the Sunday news overnight to get the market kind of lubed up and ready to go. But they're looking to pass another stimulus check. I don't know. We don't know what this means. We don't know. But something's happening. Democrats, Republicans need to agree on it for the American people. What that exactly is, I don't know. I know there were talks about for this next stimulus that they were going to lower the threshold. Like not as many people are going to get it. Like maybe just lower income families. I don't know. But stimulus is coming. Who gets it? Who doesn't get it? We have no clue. But the other thing is they're looking to extend the unemployment benefits. Also, people can now currently get evicted from their homes. They're looking to extend that so that way people can't get evicted from their homes even if they don't pay. Now, this can be a little sticky situation. Let me know. Let me know what Tesla just popped up huge. Just talking. You guys, don't worry, guys. I don't have enough viewers to pump a stock as big as Tesla, so it's not me. I know. Dave Portnoy. He pumps stocks like Tim Sykes, but I know I mentioned on the stream, but I can't. Anyways, the evictions. I was thinking. Let me know what you guys think here about the evictions and what's going on now. I fully understand that a lot of people lost their jobs that they have no control over. Their job is gone. Goodbye. It's not coming back, right? Now, those people that were getting the unemployment, potentially weren't paying rent, but there was no mortgage freeze or rent freeze. So I think the issue, I get that. I think this is going to be a very tough thing because the people that were not paying rent, like if you deliberately don't pay rent, knowing that you're not going to get evicted, right? The landlord still has to make those mortgage payments on the property because there was no mortgage freeze. There was no rent payment or mortgage freeze. So the person or company operating that building is on the hook for a lot of money, and there's no way for them to get that back unless that person leaves, which they're not going to because they don't have anywhere else to go. You don't want people to go homeless. So I think in my opinion, they need. If they're gonna say you can't get evicted, they need, at least on apartment buildings, they need to freeze the mortgage payments so that those people can survive. I know a lot of people that are not like the big company apartment building owners that they own, like in Chicago. I have family members that own buildings in Chicago. I know people that own buildings that they rent out to tenants that they can't kick out, that don't pay. They're not like multi-millionaires or anything. They're not like they don't have a chest full of cash just saying, well, if he doesn't pay his rent, it's okay. It's like, they make the mortgage payments, the people pay the rent, they make the mortgage payments. So I think in my opinion, they need to freeze the mortgage payments for those of people that own buildings that people are renting out of. Over leveraged lenders need to be liquidated just like us normies, Nick. Yeah. I'm just saying because you're basically like the government says you can't evict them, which means you have no way to make money or recoup anything. And you have like if you had a business, if you had a business and the government says, hey, let people run through your store, they don't have to pay, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just run through the store, it's fine. Let them take what they want. They'll be out of your hair. It'll be fine. Just leave the people alone, okay? In my opinion, I would be like, you would be in very, very, very big trouble. You would be in big trouble. I'm just saying, those people. If the government wants to help out everybody, the easiest thing for me to think is, okay, the government's not thinking about the domino effect here. You can't evict people, right? But then those people that own those buildings are going to have problems. Those people that own those buildings, especially like in Chicago and New York, they may not. You might be in your 20s. You might be in your 20s and you might have purchased an investment property to get a little side hustle going, a little side cash going. And now that thing is bleeding you dry into bankruptcy. I'm just saying. And then what happens? You get foreclosed on while people still can live in there free. I feel bad that people lost their jobs, but they need to, the government needs to understand the domino effect, I think. But I guess the government, people in politics are not businessmen. They're not thinking that way. They're just thinking, how can we help as many people as we can, but not really understanding how much more bad that does without what the implications are. So I don't know. I don't. The stimulus and stuff is good. The unemployment is good, but if you don't allow people, if you're not going to pay rent, the government should either halt mortgage payments on apartment buildings, or give those people that own those buildings a different type of stimulus. It's impossible for them to move forward. Impossible. Ringy, WFC. All right, we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look. Tesla popping. Wells Fargo, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere without Catalyst. If I'm going to be trading any of the banks, it's going to be JP Morgan or Bank of America. Bank of America looks like a little bit more coiled up action. You can see here. What I like about Bank of America, like Wells Fargo, I think is, the company itself is pretty trash, right? But if you're looking at just a chart basis, I don't even have Wells Fargo on my watch list, how garbage it is. But you can see that they're making lower highs here. So we had the low here, 1795. Then we had another low here, 1966. Then we had another low here, 2035. Then we had another low here, 22. So this is melting up relatively nice, where I think that Bank of America is going to get a nice pop, right? Same with JP Morgan. Not as clean. Bank of America looks the best out of all of them, but you can kind of see this does look pretty much the same setup. We had a low here. We have another low here. We have another low here. Now, can this push back up to the 200-day? We don't know. We just kind of wait and see. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs looks way better. And you can kind of see here that this setup may work additionally for Bank of America. Same setup. We had a low here, low here, low here, and then we had a huge pop, right? Huge pop. So, and then it's holding right above 200 right now. So that's what I would look at on Bank of America or JP Morgan. Is we have this melt up type scenario. It's taking a long time to get there, but then you have a nice pop. Take care, Luke. SLV, James. So that's what I was looking for in the banks. You know, if you don't want to trade the bank specifically, you could trade XLF. XLF looks really nice too. Real nice push up. So if you don't, XLF financial ETF, if you don't want to trade the banks, a particular bank in particular, you could trade the sector. I would recommend, looking at this, and this is the same exact setup, but you'll have a little bit more security in terms of if something goes down or something like one bank goes bad, you could trade XLF and be a little bit more protected. Slower grind, but you're a lot safer. If you're a new trader, you want to have as many safety nets as possible. You can't take the same risks as an experienced trader. And I think that's a big thing that new traders get. They try to take the same risk in positions of somebody that's been trading 10, 20 years and they've been trading for 2 months, and then they get themselves in a really bad position. When a trader that's been trading like 10, 20 years puts themselves into a position, they automatically assume the risk, and they know the risk, and they understand the outcome, versus a beginner trader may not necessarily understand what the outcome is, and then they get screwed by it, and then they get caught by surprise, where the experienced trader is going to be like, well, I foresaw that was the risk, but I put the trade on anyways. It is what it is. I'm going to move forward. XLF. So, yeah, look at XLF. SLV, James, let's look at SLV. I mean, precious metals popping off right now. I don't know. I haven't been trading the smalls precious metals on. I know, Keith, you have a little bit. I haven't been trading the precious metals futures on Tastyworks. They have the smallest futures. Right now, gold popping's up 33.50. Silver's going parabolic right now. I think, now, I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, but when gold and silver, precious metals, and Colin, you're right, TLT, if TLT is ramping, and we also, what's VIX doing? VIX is down a little bit right now. So we have gold, precious metals ramping, we have TLT bonds ramping. I mean, what do you guys think is going to happen, right? Why are people pumping money into this? Outside of the tech sector, in terms of stocks, the overall market is not doing very well. Tech stocks are leading, which is fine because, tech stocks are, I don't want to say like Corona safe, but because coronavirus is ramped up, we're more dependent than ever on technology, remote workplace. We're dependent on that. Data centers are growing. I mean, that's all good stuff. Where another company like Boeing's not going to be growing, right? Unless we enter a war and they get some sort of huge government contract. But Boeing's not going to be growing for the foreseeable future. We have mass unemployment. I was kind of thinking to myself, I actually posted something on my Facebook over the weekend about this. And, if anybody lived through the recession, the 2008, 2007, 2009 period recession, back then, I mean, people thought, again, because they came off the 90s and the 2000s, and they thought, hey, we're really safe. And again, like literally in the last 10 years, you can graduate from college and enter and make six figures by the time you're 27, like a year. Like by the time, like you can graduate college when you're 25, 27, you could be making $100K a year. Living a pretty good lifestyle in Chicago. I don't know about other places in the country, but there's a lot of people that were making $80,000 to $150,000 getting out of college, working for a few years, getting into the promotion, and it all just seems so easy, right? And now that a lot of those people are getting unemployed. Now it's not like, oh, back in 2008, pretty much the most people that were impacted was the older generation, the people that were making a lot of money. Now people in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s are getting the squeeze by unemployment. I think that, I mean, nobody's safe right now. Nobody's safe, but we have to use this opportunity. And that's why I'm here options trading. That's why probably you're here options trading, is to build those streams of income and get to a place where if something goes bad, you have other income to rely on. Like if everything is taken away, you have something that you can, like if you need to eat, what are you going to do? You can't even I don't even know. Is Uber profitable? I don't even think it was profitable. Uber was not that profitable unless you worked a lot of hours, and now no one's traveling. So what are you going to do? You can do, I mean, I know a lot of people do Instacart and stuff like that, but for the people that don't want to go on the front lines of the coronavirus, I mean, trading is a great thing. However, it's very, very hard, right? So I think we have to innovate knowing that a lot of those jobs are not going to be coming back. I don't think the world after all this is ever going to be the same. I don't think it is. I mean, we may recover economically, but industries and all that are going to be shaken up. But with gold, silver, bonds all ramping, I'm not saying we're going to crash, but money's being pumped into these on purpose. It's not by accident. It's not, oh, bonds are going up, gold's going up, silver's going up, stock market's going up. Sunlight, I didn't say anything about gambling. I mean, I'm talking about traders that have a process that work. I'm just saying if everything is taken away, you have to develop those skills to make money somewhere, whether it's trading or learning another skill out in the field. I mean, you want to be a Walmart cashier? Do you want to trade? I'll pick the trading, to be honest with you. You know, I'm just saying. But yeah, I think right now, obviously, you don't want to assume. I'm not gonna argue with you, but if you're that low and you make $10 to go through a McDonald's drive-through or whatever, you want to have that ability. I mean, it's that or be a homeless, bro. It's up to you. Be starving. Develop skills. Push forward. CLX. When do they have earnings coming up? I thought they had no, they have August 3rd. Yeah, I mean basically Clorox just riding the 10-day on up. It's dipped a little bit below, but probably will get bought up, you know. So buy the dips. That's all the stock says. I mean, the only thing is the dips, if you're looking at the stock and its personality, you can kind of see that the dips do last multiple days. Like if people, like for this, you don't want to catch the knife, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to buy the first day and it bleeds like 4 days after, then you get a bounce, right? But right now it's basically following the 10-day on up. I mean, it has broken, but as you can see, it's a pretty nice setup actually. It has broken down, but it's using the 50-day as a basically a backstop. So if it cuts through the 10-day, it's using the 50 days as a backstop. So if this comes back down to 213, obviously it's going to be a buy, right? But right now it's just chilling. It looks a little bit toppy though. So I wouldn't like, for me, you would either buy the breakout here or you would buy the dip. And right now it's just kind of chilling. A lot of people, I mean, myself included, like you have a trade idea and you get you're watching and watching and watching, and then it dips down a little bit, and then you get right in right away, and then it keeps dipping, and you're like, hey, I didn't mean to catch the knife. I just wanted to buy the dip, right? And turns out you were right all along. You just had a bad entry. So I think it's still going to go up, but yeah, a little bit of a dip. Yo, Manny, how you doing? DKNG, perfect example of a dip that just dig deeper. Yeah, Alex, what I would say though with DKNG, the difference between DKNG and probably like Clorox is that there were a lot of the reason why I kept dipping. There were a lot of Robinhood traders that bought this in hopes that it was going to skyrocket to the moon, not really understanding how the stock market works. I mean, it ran from 17 all the way up to 44, which is a massive move. After a massive move like that, sure, consolidation is needed, but Robinhood traders, they only want one thing, is to keep making money. And if it stalls out, they're going to sell their stock and try to put it in something else, right? So they'll even take a loss on it. So it's not that they were wrong about the stock. I do think DKNG probably going to be, probably by the end of 2021, I think it's going to be like $100 stock, $80, $90 stock by the end of 2021. You know, that's my opinion. Take it as you want. Not investment advice, for entertainment purposes only. But I do think it's going to get there. I do think it's probably undervalued. People don't know how to value it because we don't really have sports, but now that sports are starting back up by 2021, I think this thing is going to skyrocket within the next couple of years. But I'm saying that's for stock, next couple of years. If you're trading options on this, you're gonna have a bit of a hard time. But what is it doing right now? It's just consolidating, pinging back and forth. So it's all good. It's all good. If you have stock and it dips down, and you like, if it's a stock you believe in, but the people that buy this like DKNG just want to make money right now. They want to make easy money. They want it right now. And then when it doesn't look like that's happening, they buy in here, sell down here, and it ramps back up. Right? Like they bought in here. I'm going to buy the dip in here. Oh, it popped up. They didn't sell because I want $60 a share, fam. It didn't happen. It's like, I should have sold that 42 because now it's 27. Then they get shaken out. They sell at 28, 27, and then what does it do a few days later? Ramps all the way back up to 38, and then people are pissed. But that's how you learn, but that's what's going to happen to an inexperienced investor or trader every single time. You think that you can make money easily because you did. You made money very easily in this. But then when it gets hard, people don't understand how to actually hang on or value what their position is. Now for options, obviously if you're trading options on DKNG, you're going to want to go like 90, 100, 20, 180 days out because of the unpredictability of it. Or every time, or when it dips, try to sell some put spreads. If it dips way low, sell some put spreads. But in terms of DKNG, a lot of new traders got shook out here, and they're going to learn some tough lessons here. They're definitely going to learn some tough lessons. Hank, ABBV. I guess we'll see what happens right here, Hank. It's trying to break trend a little bit, but people are probably getting out right before earnings. Had a massive run. I do think that it could probably pop up above 100, but we gotta see what happens here. Real dangerous spot right now. Real dangerous. It could squeeze. It could come back here, tap the 50-day, pop back up. But if it slices through, big trouble. Big trouble. Maybe somebody knows something. Maybe look at what some of the larger option orders are on ABBV. Look to see if there's bearish or bullish flow. Might try to help you out, clarify. I'm not saying that's right 100% of the time, but it also might help you clarify your position if you're looking at some bullish or bearish flow. Thoughts on spot, Colin? Most tickers are up on the low volume. VIX is up a bit with metals and TLT. That formula for a down day, lots of time, right? Yeah, The only thing, I mean, even right now, I mean, Dow was up over 100 points, is only up 18 now. I mean, the overall market, I feel, is struggling up in here. But the stimulus, the things that we know that are pumping the market, stimulus and vaccines, like, it's the same exact thing. The things that can harm the market, obviously unemployment, China, our relationship with China, and all that stuff is heating up right now. So you want to be careful. You want to be real careful. You know, there's a lot of the thing is, a lot of the bad news is baked in outside of China. But once the China news hits in, whew, I mean, that hits hard. I mean, right now we kind of have a mixed watch list right now. IWM is actually red. Qs are up a little bit. Qs are up $1.60. IWM's down only 12 cents. SPY's only up 30 cents. So relatively, right now it's a relatively flat open ahead of earnings. A lot of times, like, what's going to happen possibly today, we might actually have a flat day until some of these earnings start reporting. You know, today could just be like a premium burning day. We're just going to chill. You know, VXX, VIX, they were up all last week. VXX right now opened up below 30, but showing a little bit of life here. We had quite the ramp up last week when we went down from 28 all the way up to 31.50. Volatility was up a little bit. So, you know, right now is not a time, especially ahead of the Fed meeting. We have the Fed meeting Tuesday and Wednesday, and Powell's going to come out. You know, now is not the time to go all in and make big bets. Right now is just, if you find a good trade, take it. Otherwise, be very, very patient. Be very, very still. You know, you don't want to just be trading, over trading, and try to make something happen. And right now, there's a lot of unpredictability. Things are not as good. And then on top of this, we have a humongous earnings week that's going to be starting to kick off tomorrow with Pfizer and McDonald's. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Obviously, really, what happens to the market really depends on what happens to tech. I mean, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Alphabet. That's all this week. So whatever happens here is going to kind of decide the fate of the market. And that's it. I mean, and even Tesla turned red, pumped up, opened up to 1440, coming back down. Alibaba's down. Chinese stocks are taking a hit. Baidu's down. However, Apple's up a healthy 6. I do think that Apple probably could ramp back up here before earnings. But it really depends on the overall market. I mean, I'm going to be looking at, like, right now for my trades, I'm going to be looking at early ramps into earnings. Apple doesn't have earnings till Thursday, so it could ramp up a little bit here. Had a nice dip. AMD currently at 71, just insane. Just finally broke out of a nice clean consolidation. You think Amazon can hit 4K by 2021? Another 25%? Another like 30%. I mean, I think it could. Does it deserve it? I don't know. I think also, my opinion also is, Carl, there's not a lot of stocks or companies that are doing well. So where are people going to put their money? Like, if I was thinking, okay, I want to buy a stock for the next 10 years. Am I going to pick Boeing? Or am I going to pick Amazon? If I want to buy it, like if I said, hey, I want to buy a stock that I want to hold for the next 10 years, I'm going to pick a tech stock that's making money. I'm going to pick Amazon. I'm going to pick Tesla. I'm going to pick Microsoft. I don't know about Apple. Apple is, I mean, I know it's a necessity, but it's also a luxury item. But Microsoft, like if you were going to tell me, Nick, you need to pick a stock, you need to buy $100,000 of a stock today to hold for the next 10 years. I will buy Amazon, I will buy Microsoft, and I'll probably buy Tesla. Alex, I know people that are still holding gold from the 2008 crisis. And they're just now getting some profitability. You know? So I'm not going to be holding gold and silver for 10 years. I kid, like, seriously. And as inflation increases, so will the stock market. I mean, if you guys lived through the 2008, 2009 recession, financial crisis, I mean, there was a gold shop in every corner saying, turn in your gold here, liquidate your gold, buy your gold, get money for gold. Do you guys remember that? And all those went belly up because gold didn't go anywhere. Now gold is going somewhere, but it's not something. If I buy gold now, it's to protect me during a time that's going to be a little bit rocky. It's not, for me, precious metal is not going to be a long-term investment vehicle, mainly going to be used to hedge and used for protection in the event that something catastrophic happens. And I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. I mean, the government doesn't know. American people don't know. The world doesn't know what's going to happen here. All we know, a lot of people are unemployed. No one needs to pay rent. And we're getting a new $1,200 stimulus check. So, I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it's like a joke. It's a joke. But the one thing that we do know is how to protect ourselves moving forward. We can start generating multiple streams of income because your job may not be here tomorrow, and just keep pushing forward. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Take care of your family. Take care of those around you. Take care of, handle your business. And you're going to be okay. Just handle your business. So market looks like it's warming up now. NASDAQ up 120. NASDAQ got hit. Dude, all you can do is laugh. Yeah, I mean, I don't want, like, the thing is, I don't want to be insensitive to the people. I don't even know how to say it. You know, you want, when you reach a lot of people at one time, you want to be sensitive to people's needs. And there's a lot of people, I know a lot of people that I know personally are struggling. And I'm not laughing at them in terms of them struggling. I'm laughing in the fact that what has happened this year seemed like if you were in Vegas and you placed a bet, the odds would probably be 1,000,000 to 1 that what happened this year would actually happen. Right? The odds would be like 1,000,000 to 1. If I went to Vegas, I said, hey, in 2020, the world's going to collapse, economy is going to crumble, and there's going to be massive layoffs, unemployment over 10%. That's why it's like, it's so unbelievable that, and then on top of that, no one knows, since we don't know what we're doing, no one knows how to handle it. Like, a $1,200 check is not gonna cushion the blow, bro. It's not. $1,200 check is gonna do nothing. I mean, 1 month of rent is more than $1,200 unless you live in the middle of nowhere. Like playing Vic's 80 calls in March. Yeah, you got it. You know, $1,200. My landlord thinks raising the rent is the answer. Well, Gunther, I guess you have the ability to answer with not paying. You know, if your landlord raises the rent, then you don't have to pay. They probably chose 1,200. I mean, now that Alex, now that Robinhood and Fidelity, does anyone know Schwab got fractional shares? Schwab was supposed to roll out fractional shares in Q2. $1,200 is enough money to remind you that you're broke. All right, Amazon is ramping up hard right now. Woo, look at that. Nice swing at open, 30.35 to 30.86. $50 swing here in 10 minutes. All right, market coming alive now. I'm not going to probably get into myself unless there's a really great setup. Like I don't know right now. You could probably buy Tesla calls if you want to. If you got a big boy account, and you want to trade a little bit. You want to clinch some cheeks. I mean, I think Tesla looks like a nice setup, but I don't know if I'm going to trade it. We'll see. Yeah, James. I get it. Same with mortgage payments. You know, you tell your mortgage company like, hey, I need a forbearance for 6 months. At the end of 6 months, you gotta give them that check. Or you GTFO, you lose your house. What do you expect from a guy who did not know how much a banana cost, picking how much we should get? I mean, we can laugh. I just want to have a little bit of fun with it because, I mean, it's a downer. So just have some fun, guys. Be a little bit lighthearted. Nvidia, Manny. Yeah, I played Nvidia last week. Made some decent money. I made some good money on this run up. Yes, on Friday. It's running again. Probably back up the 420 area. The government was asking banks to put the payments on the back end of the loan. Yeah, but Gunther, he's going to have to pay. Forbearance does not mean you have to pay. Like, if you guys don't understand what a forbearance is, a forbearance just means you don't have to pay right now. But at the end of the forbearance, the entire amount is due. So if you had a forbearance for 3 months, you have to deliver at the end of the forbearance. You have to deliver 3 months worth of payments or 6 months worth of payments. So, but if unemployed you can't get a mortgage. Yeah, I mean the whole thing is bad. The whole thing is bad. But most people sitting Republican or Democrat, they don't understand what a mortgage is because they just pay cash for their house. They don't care. Most of them don't have mortgages, guys. They just pay the taxes, which they probably get a sweet deal on. I mean, I would be interested to see what kind of taxes those people have to pay on their properties. Do they get some sort of deal or anything? That would be interesting. Is what kind of taxes they pay on their properties. They have multi-million-dollar homes, right? But what kind of taxes are those, and what do the people in the area? I mean, all that stuff's public information anyway, so you can kind of see what house has how much taxes compared to the area that they're in for the property size, right? So, I mean, I don't have the answer, guys. I'm just saying we need to ask questions also to help protect ourselves. So, looks like the market's ramping up. I got a couple appointments this morning. I'm going to pop off. I'll be checking in later in the Discord. And pop off. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Happy Monday. Let's get this week. It's going to be a huge week. Be safe. Stay green. It's us versus herd.